Hello everybody, I'm MSB, and today we are reacting to Bakugo versus Reze. Yeah, that's really it. I got me ramen, I got me soda, that's kinda it. And I have started this way too fucking early, so I'm just gonna probably cut to when the episode naturally starts. But before we do that, let me try and get some general opinions of this matchup. I don't like certain one of these characters. I'm not going to specify who, but I definitely don't like one of them. Yep, definitely have a preferred that I don't like. Maybe even hate is a better word to describe it. But on the other hand, I got Reze over here, so I like her. Yep, not even going to pretend. So when this episode got announced, and well, let's just say there was there was really nothing going on in this waiting period. I think there was this tweet by Ultima, or I think that's his name. Yeah, Ultima. I don't know. There was nothing going on with this one. Again, honestly, there's a lot of problems with this matchup outside of the matchup, but yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna cut to when the episode properly starts in like nah. Alright. Alright, it seems to be starting, so hopefully you guys are back from the cut. So let's do this shit. I am not prepared.
Well, look who's here.
I know someone who's really happy right now. Not about the episode, but about the plush.
Reze, the god of explosions versus the bomb devil. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Oh, and Bakugo wins this one. That's not even a prediction, that's just what's gonna happen.
In the morning, the rush of the shockwave, the flash of combustion. I love it when stuff goes boom.
Oh hey, it was Konosuba.
Feeling better than Katsuki Bakugo. When your name literally means powerful bomb, it's no wonder he was born with the quirk explosion.
So I watched the previews for this Bakugo, and I didn't really like it all that much. I thought it was really paced. So hopefully the full episode will be better. I don't know.
Combustible acid sweat and his mother's glycerin skin secretions, making Bakugo sweat basically like nitroglycerin. And the more he sweats, the bigger the booms. His parents basically made the perfect kid, absolutely oozing with shonen main character energy. Bakugo felt similarly, so much so that he started bullying his childhood friend who happened to be born without a quirk. Yeah, okay, he's kind of a snot-nosed turd sometimes, but come on, Wiz! The kabooms! They're so cool. Quirks are
He told him to jump off a school building. What the fuck do you mean? There's no redemption from that.
Bakugo's explosions became like any other limb, especially with his rigorous training. Bakugo quickly picked up on how to use his explosions to obliterate.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be really nice to Bakugo here today. I do not like this fucker.
Which requires a ton of focus and on-the-fly calculations. And despite getting this incredibly dangerous quirk when he was 4, he somehow never killed himself or anyone else that we know of. Bakugo was truly a prodigy, destined for greatness. And his only goal was to surpass Japan's numero uno superhero and his personal idol, All Might. In Bakugo's mind, the only person who wins no matter what. Absolute victory. No problem for the main character. Except Katsuki wasn't the protagonist that he thought he was. That would be Izuku Midoriya, the quirkless child Bakugo bullied. In truth, he was threatened by Izuku's tenacity despite being quirkless. Really? That crybaby's the main character? Well, Bakugo's inferiority complex would only...
You've done 2 episodes on him.
Landed a quirk that that was just as cool, and both were accepted to the same superhero high school, UA High. There, he would learn to be a superhero and fully develop his ultimate moves. Like flying through the sky faster than sound with turbo speed, blinding people with stun grenade, focusing his blasts into armor-piercing shots, or making a big-ass tornado of death. The howitzer impact involves Bakugo spinning himself in midair with his explosions, building up a tremendous amount of swirling oxygen, and then igniting it all for one hell of a boom. He's pretty smart when it comes to strategizing mid-fight. He even developed new techniques for his quirk faster than Deku did. UA High also aided Bakugo's development by preparing him with his iconic Grenadier bracers, gauntlets that allow him to store up his sweat, gross, for prolonged bouts, or to release all of it at once in a single massive blast. He's also got his hero suit, which helps him sweat faster in order to build up stronger attacks. Or the Strafe Panzer, these badass turrets mounted to his back that store his sweat as ammo. With all of that, it wasn't long before Bakugo made his hero debut, called the Bombshell Hero, Great Explosion Murder God, Dynamite. Hey, I dig it. The more colons, the merrier. But despite some early wins, Bakugo failed to live up to his own sky-high expectations. He had the makings of a great hero, if only he could get out of his own way and put the team before his ego. Especially when he was kidnapped by the League of Villains, ultimately leading Bakugo to blame himself for All Might's retirement. Something needed to change. So he vented his frustrations in a slugfest with Deku and realized something crucial. That the kind of absolute victory that defined All Might wasn't victory for himself, but victory for everyone. He was starting to become the prodigy everyone knew he could be. I mean, hell, even while he was unconscious, he kept analyzing the fight he was in and coming up with counters. Somehow, Bakugo's powerful enough to shatter Todoroki's heaven-piercing ice wall, fast enough to keep up with villains like Shigaraki, who can catch light beams, and tough enough to survive, well, being dead? Yep, you heard us. Bakugo was killed, dead as a doornail. And then a single bead of sweat floating through his bloodstream detonated and restarted his heart. If that isn't main character plot armor, I don't know what is. His stamina is perhaps the
man.
thing about it. After all, he is tanking the recoil of all of his explosions. Even with the overuse of his blasts literally tearing his body apart, he kept trying to make him stronger, and eventually his quirk awakened. Essentially when a quirk evolves to become stronger. Now, by condensing his explosions into smaller and more powerful clusters, Bakugo could enhance all of his techniques. Like the Howitzer Impact Cluster, a stunning achievement in the field of explosionology. Or Kaboom Theory for the layman, powerful enough to shatter the side of a mountain, or blow apart UA High itself. Judging by the school's size, we can estimate Bakugo's Howitzer Impact Cluster yielded over 300 kilotons of TNT. Given Bakugo's whole deal is explosions, it makes sense to science out what a ton of TNT actually is. It's literally the energy contained in 1,000 kilograms of trinitrotoluene.
Minecraft and Crash Bandicoot.
Of hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon. That's the recipe for kabooms. Now, imagine a pile of TNT as big as the Empire State Building blowing up all at once. That's Bakugo's Howitzer Impact Cluster. And these explosions can launch him so fast, it's like time stands still around him. Like when he covered a huge part of this city in a fraction of a second, almost 400 times the speed of sound. And that's not all. Now he can detonate his sweat remotely. And from all over his body, not just his palms. With all of this crazy bullshit, Bakugo became one of the strongest heroes on Earth, enough to battle and defeat All Might's lifelong arch nemesis, All for One. Yeah, that's right, the main villain, who's the protagonist now, Deku. Bakugo literally and figuratively surpassed his childhood idol and proved his mettle as a hero. Number 5 on the rankings and rising. Not bad, Kachan. But more important than proving it to his friends, to All Might, or even to Deku, he proved it to himself. Yeah, whatever. Take that, losers! Sickest quirk in the world over here! Dynamite! 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 Death, war, famine, conquest. Humanity has been plagued by all manner of ills since they first crawled out of the primordial ooze. In the world of Chainsaw Man,
Yeah, it'd be really funny if Reze wins.
Because fear itself is real, and they're called
I know she ain't, but it'd be hilarious.
From hell. These monstrous monstrous beings are the living embodiments of humanity's worst nightmares, and their power is directly proportional to that fear. So the chicken devil might be so weak you could keep him as a class pet, like, you know, a chicken. But what about the bat devil, or the ghost devil, or the devil embodying man's fears of one of the greatest weapons it's ever created, the bomb devil? Little is known about the origins of the bomb devil's current host, Reze, if that even is her real name. She might look cute and kawaii, but she's actually a Soviet assassin trained from birth to be one of the deadliest killers on the planet. Basically a Black Widow. A cold and lonely existence for anyone, but quadruply so in a world as effed up as this. But all Reze wanted was a safe, normal, quiet life. As much a fable to her as Aesop's country mouse. Too bad! You are now a walking, talking explosive. Have fun.
Boom.
At some point, the girl known as Reze was implanted with a fragment of the bomb devil and became a hybrid. A human possessing a devil's powers without sacrificing their humanity, transforming their body into a living weapon. As a hybrid, Reze's strength and speed are way crazier than a normal human's. And with her martial arts training, she's a force to be reckoned with up close. Also, Wiz, check out the bomb for a head! Someone like Reze would eat you alive, literally. Should devils like Reze take any damage whatsoever, they can heal by consuming blood. And that lets hybrids survive some pretty insane stuff, like having their limbs torn off, getting bisected clean in half, or being roasted alive. Just slurp some blood and they're good as new. Especially useful considering the bomb devil's primary ability is literally blowing herself up. Reze can emit explosions from any surface of her body, even tearing off limbs and turning them into bombs that she can detonate at will. Damn, that's hardcore! She can use these blasts to jet through the sky at hypersonic speeds, maneuver and redirect herself in midair, and enhance the strength and speed of her blows.
Yeah, this is all just the preview, so I'm very quiet here.
Cities, making herself stronger the more fear her wanton destruction creates.
Not really much that I haven't covered there. I do recommend do check out the Chainsaw Man movie. It's great. I like Reze. She's a very fun and interesting character to me.
Transforming her leg into a torpedo or her apron into dynamite.
Also, she's just kind of cute. That's it. She's cute.
The devil world as one of their mightiest warriors.
Oh, and Shark Boy.
Choice to assassinate Japan's newly acquired devil hybrid, Chainsaw Man. You see, you might not think chainsaws are all that scary, at least not compared to bombs. But the Chainsaw Devil is special. Any devil the Chainsaw Devil consumes becomes deleted from reality. Retroactively erased from humanity's collective consciousness. And here I thought chainsaws were for boring stuff like trees or Texas massacres. Silly me. This ability makes the Chainsaw Devil...
You do not insult Ash Williams, motherfucker.
And invaluable for any global power to control. Except instead of meeting the fearsome chainsaw of legend, Reze met Denji, a dumb, horny teenage boy just looking for anyone, to love. And for once, Reze actually hesitated. Rather than immediately kill her target, she got to know him and found they weren't so different. Both were used as tools of the state, as weapons of war rather than people. A kindred spirit in a hostile world, Denji wanted to drink up as much of the excitement of life as he could. The town mouse to her country mouse. And thankfully, he was super easy for a pretty face to manipulate. It wouldn't be the only time. Reze's nothing if not professional, and she gave Denji one parting gift. To teach him the way devils did battle before he died. As the embodiment of one of the deadliest weapons known to man, Reze's power is off the charts, capable of creating an explosion more than 400 meters in diameter. That's over 4 football fields long. To have a blast that size, you'd need to be exploding with over 2 kilotons of TNT. More than comparable to nuclear weapons, which is really impressive considering Reze is not the devil of nuclear bombs. That's apparently an entirely separate thing. Despite her bombs being technically conventional, they're just that strong. Likely comparable to other powerful devils like the Gun Devil, who could travel across the world and kill millions of people in 5 minutes. That'd be over 500 times the speed of sound. She's even stronger than the Typhoon Devil, a sentient city.
Wait, 500 times.
Wasn't
Wasn't Bakugo at 400?
Denji took her lessons to heart and proved he was
Are they giving Reze the speed edge?
He whooped her ass, but spared her life, just in case her seduction.
Or am I missing something?
After all. But it wasn't meant to be. Whether Reze chose the safe life of the country mouse or the exciting life of the town mouse, There are hungry cats everywhere.
Oh, Makima, what I would give to find someone to kill you.
Reze's dreams of freedom were never realized. She
Didn't
simply
you kill her?
changed hands from one cold, unfeeling entity to another. And this time, there was no escape. She was a weapon, a symbol of man's bottomless capacity for malice and self-destruction.
A living bomb.
Rest in peace,
The battle's
Reze.
about to start, and I hope you've got something.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a dead battle.
Okay, and pause. Okay, so before we do this, I want to make it clear, I do think Bakugo is winning, but I do want to try and guess the little chapters they like to do. So I feel like Bakugo is going to take stats, Rez is going to take survivability, and Bakugo might take experience, arsenal, and the rest. Yeah, I don't have much hope for Reze here, but unfortunately. I like her, but unfortunately she's doomed to die. I'm sorry, all you Reze fans, I really am. I am one of them too. Well, it's time for Reze's funeral. Get at least do something good, Reze. Make him suffer. Starting with the fight already, okay.
I've been sent to collect your head, Dynamite.
Better villains than you have tried, lady. You tell your bosses that after I send you back in a coffin!
How would I tell them that if I was already dead? Wow, you're quick.
Shut up and die!
Oh. It's hand drawn as well. That's good. Water.
Oh, damn! Oh, damn!
Okay, that's kind of funny.
Oh, it's move it or lose it, people!
Save me, Dynamite!
Let go of me!
Boom.
Wait, what? Okay, that was actually a pretty cool trick, Reze. I'll give you that one.
Leave them out of this!
Hey, he's burning!
For what it's worth, Dynamite, your blood was delicious.
Oh, he fucking died!
You bit off a bit more than you could chew. My blood isn't the only thing you drank. It's my sweat you should worry about, dumbass! I'm aiming for absolute victory! Howitzer! Impact! Cluster!
Yeah.
Scratch that. Not enough for a coffin.
KO! Oh, Denji, we're so sorry to hear about your girlfriend that passed away. She gets 5 big booms. Boom! Boom!
Please just shut up. On the surface, these two seemed evenly matched. So let's break this fight down into 3 categories: their speed, their stamina, and their firepower.
Wait, what?
First up, let's talk speed.
Both Bakugo and Reze could rocket through the sky at hypersonic speeds and maneuver and redirect themselves on a dime in the middle of fights. To the casual observer, at least, they'd seem to be on par with each other.
So we have to look at the people they've fought to compare.
Reze has battled Chainsaw Man, who could match and defeat someone using the Gun Devil's power.
The same gun devil that could literally fly around the world, killing millions of people at over 500 times the speed of sound.
Impressive, but compare that to Bakugo fighting Shigaraki, who could react fast enough to catch light beams with his...
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
That's
that.
over 1,000 times faster. And that was before Bakugo's quirk awakening that made him even faster than that.
With reaction speed of that caliber, there's little chance Reze could ever get the drop on Bakugo, and would likely be forced to play catch-up in a duel. Speed goes to Bakugo.
However, speed doesn't matter if one couldn't truly hurt the other. A big part of this fight is their stamina.
Bakugo's durability is mind-boggling. He's survived being impaled through the torso and has even brought himself back to life.
But, unlike Reze, his stamina does eventually hit a limit. Every explosion he makes whittles him down just a little bit more, and uses up more and more of his sweat. Without a break, he can eventually run out.
Whereas Reze can effectively create bombs without respite, and from a distance.
Unlike Bakugo, who usually likes to get up close and personal.
Furthermore, her devil hybrid physiology gives her an actual regenerative healing factor, allowing her to shrug off the same kind of mortal blows that would eventually kill Bakugo, main character plot armor or not.
If this ever became a war of attrition, Reze had it in the bag. Stamina goes to Reze.
However, it's unlikely it would ever get to that point. The biggest factor in this fight was always going to be their raw firepower.
Explosions! First, we gotta compare their two biggest blasts. Reze's nuclear light bomb against Denji versus Bakugo's howitzer impact cluster.
And the difference is obvious. Based on calculating their sizes, Bakugo's 300 kiloton explosion was over 100 times more powerful than Reze's 2 kiloton blast.
But that's not all. Remember the Typhoon Devil?
Coughing baby or not, to create a storm big enough to cover Tokyo's over 2,000
Oh, God, you
square
just did that
kilometers,
joke.
He'd have to be generating more than 400 kilotons of TNT.
Greater than Bakugo, right? But that's not all. Again, Bakugo's howitzer impact once shattered the size of this big-ass mountain. And despite being earlier on in the series, it was ginormous. Almost 3 kilometers in radius.
Or just over 2 megatons of TNT. 5 times more powerful than the Typhoon Devil, and way beyond anything we've seen Reze do.
And this was Bakugo before reaching his full power in his fight against All for One. Bakugo takes the final edge in explosions.
And remember, Bakugo withstands the recoil of all his blasts. So even though Reze had greater stamina, Bakugo was more than tough enough to hang on and get his kill shot, especially with his superior speed.
And devil healing factors can be overtaxed with enough damage. Hell, she needed to drink blood a couple times against Denji just to keep fighting.
Against someone as fast and powerful as Bakugo,
All right,
she would not
well,
get the
let's
chance
see
to
what
kill
the
consistently or
final
at all.
one
And
is.
what happened
Let's see what the
to
next
those
matchup
guys?
is.
They Bakugo to hell.
The winner is Katsuki Bakugo.
Bombshell, hero, great explosion, murder, god, dynamite.
Okay, let's see if the next time is. Please be good. Wait, what? Oh! Oh, we're doing this one! Okay.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death.
All right.
And don't forget to order your very own Whiz Plush from YouTube's. Click that link below the
Okay, well then, now we got my curiosity back. I really thought they were gonna do Genshin Impact for Aang. Okay, well that was that. At least I'll have something to talk about for the next time, and I'm actually gonna be excited for it. Yippee! Alright, well, that's gonna be it for me today. I thought the animation was nice. Yeah, that's about it. Alright, thanks for watching, like, subscribe, we'll see you guys next time, and peace.